Hi, I am Clarissa Wilson, and I am a financial strategist at nerdynumberlovers.com. And I help online business owners with their accounting, their bookkeeping, their taxes, that type of stuff. And today I want to talk about personal versus business expenses. As an online business owner, it's very easy to intermix your personal expenses and your business expenses because one, we work from home. So it's very easy to just mix them all, but you really should keep them separate. So I get asked on a regular basis, does this count as a personal expense? Does this count as a business expense? How do I actually know? So one of the things that I say is that it really comes down to your personal judgment. Now, I know you're going to say, well, my personal judgment says this should be a business expense, this should be a business expense, this should be a business expense. Okay, yeah, I get that. But it really doesn't work that way. Let's use books for an example. So you can buy personal development books, you can buy books that teach you about specific points in your business, and those books would count as a business expense. If you buy fiction books or history books, unless you are actually teaching history, history doesn't count for a business expense. Fiction books don't really count as a business expense. Even if it is something where you're buying them for your own personal self-care, to be able to read the books. History books, fiction books, they can't really be something that's used for a business expense. Now, if you're buying books similar to this, they definitely count as a business expense. That's what I mean by personal development books. I am also reading This is Marketing and Stories That Stick right now, and they would actually count as business expenses. So this is where you have to use your personal judgment for whether or not they should be a business expense or a personal expense. I had another question earlier this week. Someone was buying a course that she is using for her personal knowledge, but at the same time, she is doing a review of this course for her business. So would it count as a business expense or a personal expense? This is one where it would count as a business expense because you're doing the review for the business, because you have to buy the course to do the review and learn the information, but at the same time, you're learning the information for your personal life. Okay, so that would count as a business expense. So you have to use your personal judgment, and if you need to, you can still reach out to an accountant, but you want to find an accountant that actually understands your business. I can't stress that enough. I have had multiple people come to me and say they've tried to find an accountant who doesn't understand online business. So when you're asking questions to an accountant, make sure they understand online business. That's one of the biggest things. Back to personal versus business expenses. So your personal expenses would be things like your groceries, your clothing, your makeup, hair supplies, that type of stuff. They would not count as a business expense at all. You're working from home as an online business owner. So your rent, your mortgage, your utility payments, those still need to be paid from your personal account. They should not be paid from your business account. If you have a sole proprietor or a single member LLC, you can take the home office deduction on your tax return. But you have to take the deduction and not actually put them through your business as an expense. You put them through your business as an expense. you're double dipping. So you're taking that expense twice. All of these can be red flags that can show up and get you audited. Okay. Yes, I have been an auditor, a government tax auditor, and I know some of the things that will tip red flags for you. So the biggest thing, keep your business and your personal expenses separate. Do not mix them. If you need to pay personal expenses, issue yourself a paycheck from your business and pay out of your personal bank account. The other way that your business and your personal expenses can get really messy and problematic is when you're doing your bookkeeping. If you have them all mixed up, it's not fun to switch them out, to make sure that you are finding the right expenses for your business and the right expenses that are personal and keeping them separate. So if you just have 2 separate bank accounts, one for your business, one for your personal, and keep everything separated, that will make things much easier. I have had clients where they don't separate everything, and there were expenses that I was marking as personal because they seemed personal to me, that they were saying were business expenses. So keep everything separate. Use a business account for all of your business expenses and a personal account for all of your personal expenses. Issue yourself a paycheck and just keep them separate. You have any questions about anything we talked about in this video, or you want to sit down and talk with me, there is a link down below to schedule a call with me so that we can talk a little bit more. And make sure that you like and subscribe to this video so that you can continue seeing more of my videos when they pop up.